So hey guys, welcome to this new series of videos on pie charts, and I hope you've downloaded the PDF on pie charts. And in the PDF, we'll be solving question number 1 to 5. The first video will be upon these particular questions. So now what we have done in video series is that I've taken up almost one third of the question sets there in your PDF. So if there are 20 PDFs, I'm going to solve almost 6 to 7. So I believe in this set you have almost 30 25 to 30 question sets. So we'll be solving 9 to 10 different variety of pie charts in this series. So we'll start with questions number 1 to 5. This is the very first set. And the reason I've chosen this set is this is a very good set based on boards and streams. So as you can see, let's first have a look at the graphs and then we'll see how we can connect both the graphs, right? So in the given table chart, speed of 5 different boats are given and also the speed of the stream. In pie chart, the distance traveled by boats is given. So the total distance traveled by 5 boats from A to E is given in the pie chart. So if you want to calculate how much distance did boat A travel, so that will be 25% of 2500. 25 square is 625, so 625 kilometers would be traveled by boat A out of the total distance 2500 traveled by 5 boats together, right? Now the table talks about the speed of the boat in still water and the speed of the stream for that particular boat. So if I want to calculate the upstream or the downstream speeds for say boat A, I'll have to add both the speeds and I'll get the downstream speed. That will be 48, 33 plus 15. And if at all I'm supposed to find the upstream speed, that will be 33 minus 15. That will come out to be 18 kilometers per hour. Right. So now if I have to calculate the total time taken by boat A to travel the entire distance if it is covered downstream, that will be 625 upon 48. So I hope you have now understood how the two graphs or the two charts are connected to each other and what kind of questions we can face in the coming questions. Now, this is a good question on a scale of difficulty level 1 to 10. I would rate it somewhere around 7 to 8. So please pay attention. Here's the first question. The question says total time taken by both A and E in downstream. So if for A and for E, we're supposed to calculate the downstream time. So the speeds will be calculated downstream itself. It will be 48 in this particular case and 24 in this particular case. So 16 plus 8, 24, 33 and 15 will be 48. Is in downstream is approximately what percentage more or less than the time taken by boat D in upstream. So boat D is supposed to calculate the upstream speed. So upstream I'm writing somewhere over here. So 23 minus 13 will give me 10 to travel the respective destinations. Now, if you have a look at boats A and boats E, now boat A is traveling 25 kilometers of the total 2500 kilometers. Although the distance comes down to 625, for boat D, the distance will be 18%. Now, you should be understanding that if 10% is 250, 20% would be 500, 20% would be 500 and this is 2% less. So 50 less than 20 would give me 450. And similarly, 50 more than 500 will give me 550. But I tell you one thing, it is not required at all for us to calculate these distances. I'll explain you how. Please pay attention. Now, if I am asked about the comparison for both A and E going downstream with respect to both B going upstream. So comparison can also be taken as a ratio, right? So either I could have done 625, that will be for both A and upon 48 plus the time taken by both E and that will be 550 upon the speed of boat E is 24. I'll probably calculate it as the first value and the second value would come as for boat D. So for boat D, the distance is 450 upon the speed for boat D, that will be 10. Now, all the cases for all the three boats, I'm using these distances. I could have used the percentage values itself. Why? Because all these percentage values are corresponding to the same base value, that is 2500. So either you could have done or calculated the first value and then the second value, and then what would have done is the difference between the first and second upon second into 100. This is what is basically being asked, right? So either you calculate this, or the shorter path is what I'm doing right now is, what we will do is we will not write the values in kilometers. We will just use the values in percentage as mentioned in the pie chart. Let's see how do we do it. Now, boat A, 25% of the distance is traveled at 48 kilometers per hour, right? Plus for boat E, for boat E, 22% of the distance is traveled at 24 kilometers per hour. And then we compare it with boat D, it says 18% of the distance traveled at 10 kilometers per hour. Now, all we need to is to simply compare the numerator and denominator and how much is the difference coming down to be. See guys, it won't make a much of a difference because if we have to find 25%, so it will be 25% of 2500. Over here also it will be 22% of 2500. So that way 2500 is going to get cancelled. So we can completely avoid this. Now to make the calculation even easier, what we can do is we can take the LCM of 48 and 24. The numerator comes out to be 1 by, so if it can be rewritten as 25 upon 48 plus 44 upon 48 upon 18 upon 10, right? So now let us see. So 25 and 44 is 69. So we have got 69 upon 48. It is divided by 18 upon 10. So multiplied by 10 and 18 comes over here, right? So we can cancel this with 3, 23 times, and 3 goes away 6 times. So what do we have? We can again do it 3 times over here and 5 times over here. So what do we have? 23 into 5 is how much? 115 upon 48 into 3 is 120 and 24 is 144. So all we need to is check the difference between 115 and 144 is how much? I believe it's 29. So 29, which is the difference, is what percent of 144? So 10% of 144 will be 14.4, and therefore 20% would be very much close to 29. That is the difference between the time taken by boat A and E with respect to the time taken by boat D. So the answer should be 20% in this particular case, right? I have not purposefully done it the traditional way because I want you to get the hang of it. Why? Because please try and understand every comparison is with respect to this base value only, na? So why should we write the base value everywhere and do the calculation? As far as the comparison happens, we can keep the numbers clean and easy, right? Let's move on to the next question. Now, if the speed of boat G is 20% more than speed of boat C, so we don't have a boat G over here. There's another boat G whose speed is 20% more than the speed of boat C. So boat C is 30, so 20% more will be 36. 20% will be 6, right? And the speed of stream for particular boat G. So the speed of boat with respect to speed of boat C is 20% more, but when it comes to speed of the stream for boat G, it is 50% more than that for boat B. So boat B, the speed of the stream is 10, so 50% more will be 15. Got it? Then find the difference approximately between the time taken by boat G and boat C, both upstream, to cover the distance of 1750 kilometers, right? So upstream, we can write the upstream time over here. So for boat G, the upstream speed would be 21, and for boat C, the upstream speed would be 16. So what we are looking at is 1750 upon 16 is the time that will be taken by boat C, and the time taken by boat G would be 1750 upon 21, and the difference. So we can easily have 1750 as common, and 1 upon 16 minus 1 upon 21. To make it easier, it will be 1750, 21 minus 16 would be 5, and over here we have 16 into 21. Got it? So that ways we can do it. 7 threes are is 21, 7 twos are 14, 250 over here. So what do we have? We have 1250 upon 48 And if we solve it, 1250 upon 48. Now try and understand, 1250 upon 48 is what we have. Now how can we eliminate the options? So 10 times 48 is 480. 10 times. 20 times 48 is 960. 30 times 48 would be 1200 and 240, 1440. So this value, the numerator is certainly between 20 times and 30 times. So the answer should be in the range of 20 and 30. So therefore we can quickly say 26 hours is the correct answer. So many a times a lot of calculation can be avoided if you go and have a look at the options, and then you can eliminate the unnecessary ones. Let's have a look at the third question. If the total distance is decreased by 40%, then find the ratio of the time taken by boat E in upstream. So boat E in upstream, the speed would be 8 upstream to cover the new distance that by the boat A in downstream to cover the old distance. So this is the old distances for A and the new distances for E. Now again, the new distance. Now, please try and understand. I'm going to first prove a point and then we're going to see. So, the distance is decreased by 40%. So, the new distance is 60% of 2500, right? Or we can also say 2500 into 3 by 5, right? This goes away. So this becomes 1500, right? So 1500. So for boat E in upstream to cover the new distance. So boat E, we are counting 22% of 1500. So 20% would be 300 and another 2% would be 30. So 330. Got it? And for boat A, the original distance was 625, right? So the first method that we could have adopted was the time for boat E upstream. So the distance is 330 upon the upstream speed for boat E, ratio 625 upon the speed for boat A downstream, that will be 48. We could have also done 330 upon 8 divided by this, so multiplied by 48 upon 625. So this goes away 6 times, and we can again cancel this down by 5 into 125 and 5 again 66. So 66 into 6 is 396 upon 125. So 396 upon 125. Option 2 is the correct answer. Now I'm going to show you a systematic and a very easy approach to solve it, just like the way we did the first question. Now for boat E, we supposed to take only 60% of the distance. So if the original distance was 22%, 60% would have been 3/5. Got it? And this distance was covered at the speed of 8. So this is what is basically the time taken by boat E. Now, if you talk about boat A, the distance is the usual 25%, and the speed for boat A is 48. So we could have written 48 over here. That's it. So distance upon speed will give me the time. I'm supposed to compare the total the ratio between the time. So I'm going to have E over A. That's it. So that will be 22 into 3 upon 8 into 5 divided by this. So if I'm dividing by this, so 48 goes up and 25 comes down. So see how easy it becomes. This goes away 6 times, and what else do we have? Nothing. So 5 into 25 is 125, and 22 into 3 is 66 into 6. We land up with the exact same figures but with much lesser effort, right? So if you've understood that the base values can be compared, there is no point doing the calculations finding the distances for these boards, right? Now, this is one heck of a nasty question. What is the difference between average time taken by all the boats to cover their respective distances in upstream to that of boat C to travel 1256 kilometers in the downstream. So for boat C, we have to calculate the downstream speed also. That happens to be 44. And for the rest of the boats, we're supposed to calculate the upstream speeds. That will be 15. Let me make a correction. Now, one genuine feedback I would give that it is not necessary that you end up solving all the questions in the DI in the examinations. Although I'm going to tell you how to solve this, but my input is that it is better to skip such a question. So in an examination scenario, skip such a question and you can always come back to it only if you have nothing else to do. Elsewise, this is a very, very calculative question, irrespective of whatever approach you actually use. So I've already solved this question and the distances are mentioned over here as we've explained in the first question. These are the speeds already written. So the average time for all the boats to cover their respective distances upstream, that will be 625 upon the upstream speed 18, then it will be 375 upon the upstream speed 15, so on and so forth for all the boats. The total comes out and divided by 5. What we get is a value that is 40.94 hours approximately. And for boat C, it is 1256 kilometers divided by 44, which is the downstream speed. The time that we get is 28.5 hours. The difference between these 40 and 28 is around 12 hours, and therefore the 12 hours is the correct answer over here. Now, please pardon me, I haven't done a calculation to save your time, but I would genuinely suggest you to skip such a question in the examination. Let's have a look at the last question of the DI set, a very interesting question. The question says, Abhinav and Abhay decide to travel 350 kilometers till point P in downstream. So they start somewhere here, and this is point P, which is 350 kilometers, right? This is 350 kilometers. They start from here, both of them start from here. Now, Abhinav is on boat B. So boat B is being traveled by Abhinav, and Abhay is on boat D. Abhay is on boat D. After 240 kilometers, so once like, let's have Abhinav over here and Abhay over here. So our Abhay covers 240 kilometers. Abhay's boat got malfunction, but immediately he got the help from Samir, who is traveling in the same direction as Abhay in his boat on boat E. So from here to here, he is riding on boat D, and the remaining 120 kilometers, this fellow is riding, whose boat he's riding Samir's boat, and that will be boat E. So boat E again is into picture. Now from this particular chart, what we can do is we can calculate the downstream speeds for boats B, D, and E as well. So this comes down to 35. This will come down to 36, and this will come down to 24. So this is at the rate of 35. This first part, the 240-kilometer distance covered by Abhay in his own boat will be at the rate of 36, and the remaining at the rate of 24 because he's sharing Samir's boat over here. Then find out Abhay took how much more time approximately than Abhinav to reach on point B. So for Abhinav, the time is very simple, 350 divided by his boat's downstream speed, that is 35. So 10 hours is what it is taking Abhinav to go from the starting point to point B. Now for Abhay, he will be traveling this in two parts. So the first 240 kilometers will be traveled at the rate of 36 kilometers per hour. So we cancel this by 12. So 20 upon 3, and this comes down to how much? This comes down to 6 whole 2 by 3 hours. So 6 hours and 40 minutes, right? And as far as the second half of the journey is concerned, so 120 kilometers will be traveled at the rate of 24 kilometers per hour, right? 24 kilometers per hour. Because so my mistake, it is 110. Please take it, it is 110. This is all 350 kilometers. Now, yeah. So the first 240 and the remaining 110 will be there. So 110 upon 24. So what do we do? What do we do? Divided it by say 2. So we have 55 upon 12. This happens to be 4 12s are 48, 7. So that will be 4 hours and say 35 minutes because we'll be converting this part. 7 by 12th of an hour into minutes, so we multiply it by 16, so we multiply it by 35 minutes. So 10 hours over here, 6 hours and 4 hours already gone. So the extra portion is 75 minutes. So the correct answer should be 75 minutes or 1 hour 15 minutes or 1.2 hours or 1 hour 15 minutes. So none of these should be the correct answer. Yeah, it's exactly 1.25 hours or 1 hour 15 minutes. Got it? That's how we can pick up questions. But this was an interesting question because I purposefully wanted to involve this, and therefore many students do complain that we're not able to solve questions on caselets wherein speed, time, distance, or boats and streams are involved. So this is it. Although the coming videos are going to be easier ones. This was, I don't know, but the very first video was slightly difficult. So don't get bogged down. The coming few videos are easy. Also, the next few graphs are easy. I'm going to catch you up in the next video. Till then, do keep practicing, do keep trying such questions. I'm going to see you there in the next video. Bye bye.